So with all this in mind, let me quickly introduce you to today's agenda. We will hear why cooperation is essential to succeed in meeting the climate goals, and we will do so with two keynotes. First from Mr. Robert Andren from the Swedish Energy Agency, and then from Mrs. Marlies Diephaus from the Ministry of Economic Affairs, Innovation, Digitalization and Energy of the state of North Rhine-Westphalia. This is followed by pitches from 10 Swedish clean tech companies and a closing discussion. And with this, it is my pleasure to hand over to Mrs. Verena Adamheit from the German-Swedish Chamber of Commerce. She will be your moderator today. Mrs. Adamheit, the stage is yours, and everyone have a very nice and informative morning.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Beers, indeed, for inviting us to hold this webinar, and a warm welcome to our speakers and the audience, even from my side. As you said, my name is Verena Adamheit from the German-Swedish Chamber of Commerce. We are, on behalf of the Swedish Energy Agency, co-running the Swedish-German Clean Tech platform, supporting Swedish innovative companies on their way to the German market. So 10 of our portfolio companies are happy to pitch for you today, we are proud to present products and solutions from renewable energies, energy efficiency, smart cities, and e-mobility. As you already heard, our co-host today is the Energy Agency.NRW, Mr. Stefanus Lindke, Head of International Relations. May I ask you to welcome the audience and tell us a bit about your partnerships and activities?
Well, thank you very much. Good morning from Essen, from the home office. Let's say the weather is not so fine today here in Essen. It's a little bit raining, so the spring is not coming yet. Yes, my name is Stefan Lindke, head of the international division of our agency in North Rhine-Westphalia. And currently today we are launching the seminar Swedish-German Sustainability Forum on the occasion of the planned eWorld. And this is a program started last year after an initial exchange at the NRW Ministry of Economic Affairs together with the Swedish Energy Agency and the Chamber of Commerce. We are already implementing up this year 4 sub-projects in cooperation with the Chamber of Commerce and the Swedish Energy Agency. All these program elements focusing on mutual business interests in the field of renewable energies and energy efficiency topics, with a view on this, what we are doing today, international networking with the companies from both sides. In the preview for this year, we will take an in-depth look in the investment instrument on the 24th of June. This is the 3rd program, together with the NRW Bank, and the highlight of this year, we want to go on a real business trip to Sweden in autumn and deepens today online contacts in real life. Well, this deepens a little bit on the Corona pandemic, but we try hard to come to visit you in Sweden. You are cordially invited to join both events. I would like to thank our Swedish partners from the Energy Agency and the German Chamber of Commerce and my colleague Inken Kienzle for preparing and developing this wonderful relation. To further deepen our business contacts, I wish us all today an active and constructive exchange, and that we move even closer together in answering many questions about a sustainable future energy system. We at the Energy Agency will continue to play an active part in this, so thank you very much to all of you to be here today.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lindke. It would be really a pleasure to welcome you on a physical delegation trip in the autumn here to Sweden. So thank you. Now we dive directly into the first keynote. I am pleased to welcome Robert Andren, Director General of the Swedish Energy Agency. Robert, please tell us more about the Swedish contribution towards sustainability.
Thank you, Verena, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues and friends of sustainability. And I can assure you, in Sweden, in Stockholm, the sun is shining today as never before. and it's warm and it's nice. So I hope that we can achieve the same weather when you are coming to a real visit, when that is possible. You know, the former UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon said, "We are the first generation that can end poverty and the last that can end climate change." Now, the mere fact that we have the means to eradicate poverty is, of course, not only an opportunity, it's an obligation. But we can't do that unless we deal with the climate change, because these are not separate, unlinked challenges or entities. These are highly linked, highly dependent upon each other. And that is what the Sustainable Development Goals, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, are all about. A connected, interlinked web of goals that are relevant for all societies, not necessarily identical in how to address them in various parts around the globe, but still, some of these goals are, of course, are more overarching on the impact and the possibility of reaching the whole goal scheme. Climate change is one such goal, of course. And if we are serious in addressing the climate change, we need to have a clean energy transition, since 75% of all the greenhouse gas emissions worldwide are related to energy. And we need to have future energy systems on all levels that are fossil-free and more energy efficient than they are today. And here, I think energy innovation is key. And so many companies and so many startups today, we see having solutions that will be and needs to be a part of the future sustainable energy system. Now, another such goal that it's overarching and actually affects all the possibilities of reaching the sustainability goals is goal 17, partnership for goals. Because to have an even remote possibility of reaching all the goals and the intricate web that we have set out, we need to cooperate. That is the case with all global challenges. It's all about collaboration. Now, cross-border challenges require cross-border solutions that require cross-border co-creation. Because no country, no government, no municipality, no enterprise can deal with the climate change, the climate challenge, or any other global challenge in splendid isolation. We know this because we are actually now experiencing firsthand a global challenge, a global crisis, the very troublesome COVID-19 pandemic. But if we look on the bright side and try to find the possible outcomes of this pandemic once we have dealt with it, just when it comes to the troubled parts of it, we can see that the determination and drive that most governments actually have shown so far to meet the pandemic, both in legislative ways, constraining, locking down societies, but also in financial terms, launching very rapidly huge financial support schemes. We have never seen this before, not on the scale and the togetherness that we have seen governments are working to deal with this pandemic, this crisis. Secondly, it's also individuals. Most of ourselves have voluntarily, or at least accepted, a lockdown, restrictions to our freedom, to our ordinary ways of living. And in most aspects, to be fair, it's not a positive restriction that we are experiencing, but it's a necessary one. This has never been seen either before, as I can recall. And thirdly, the key parties in the industrial and financial sectors have clearly indicated, and I think that the pandemic has been very instrumental here, a change in their future business portfolios and directions and priorities. We see new business constellations emerging where they put sustainability on the forefront, more than so than previously they have done. We also see a lot of big fossil-dependent actors saying that this is where we are today, but the future lies in renewables. We see this in the oil sector, for instance. So these are all signals that are very important for us to address and to actually take as a point of departure in our continuous work together between the public and the private sector, between the academia and the civil society, for instance. I think that the pandemic have shown that each and every one of us, alone and together, can actually make a huge difference quite rapidly if we have the incentives and we see that the effects of not doing that is very detrimental to ourselves and to the society. So if we take that with us in our work to reach sustainability, I think we can reach much further than we've done so far. So what are the key roles of the sector I represent, the public sector, and what we are doing in Sweden? And more so together between the agencies, the national agencies, and also the local agencies and the national level are working much more together. And I have 4 key points. One is to secure coherent legislation and policy development that facilitates the transition and that rewards the sustainable frontrunners and early adopters, as well as promoting the whole value chain idea, the fossil-free value chains, from mining to a totally carbon neutral car, for instance. This we need to do. We need also then to tear down detrimental existing structures and systems that actually reward unsustainability, that actually cement existing actors that are not the future, that are not on the path of sustainability. We need to change that, but that requires courage on all levels. Secondly, we need to foster and promote togetherness and co-creation. This is what we are doing with our common platform, for instance, Sweden-Germany here, that actually makes a significant difference in so many ways, as we see here today, making actors meet, matchmaking, arena building, aggregating crucial actors that will be and needs to be a part of the future. Because we need much more green innovations, both regarding technology and business models that reach the markets and that are implemented in society and is part of the future. But thirdly, we must also continue to share the risks when it comes to develop, test, promote new sustainable solutions. We need to dare to finance disruptive solutions with high risk. We need to put more capital into green innovation systems, not only in Sweden and Germany, worldwide. One way of doing that is actually to change our perception of the concept return of interest, not only be a question about money. We are working with a concept called avoided emissions framework, and to me that is a very exciting and promising concept, the model that we are promoting on a global level. That actually is about giving a more educated and concrete understanding for customers and investors on the return of interest of an innovation, on its potential to reduce emissions when applied on the market. Because we need to start putting a climate impact label on innovations and view that label as an added value when you prioritize where to invest and how much to invest. Is this an innovation that is compatible with the 1.5 degree target of the Paris Agreement, or is it not? And if so, how compatible? Can I have the picture, please? And at the agency, we have started to work with this model and calculate based on our collaborations with some almost 200 companies. And we have calculated the potential emission reduction if these innovations are put on the market and used worldwide or national in some cases. And as you can see, the benefits are immense. We can reduce greenhouse gas emissions with as much as 1 gigaton carbon dioxide. This is 20 times, almost 20 times, 18.5 times that of Swedish annual emissions. We can also see that these companies have an enormous value on the stock market. Some, as you can see in one of the bubbles here. So what we now are doing at the moment is, together with our colleagues around the world, some other countries, agencies, and with the UN system is gathering 1,000 innovations on the global level, calculating the potential of these innovations should they be used on the market. And I think that this is what we need. We need these kind of concrete figures to show the world, to show the actors in society. And lastly, I think that what we are trying to do now and improve in Sweden when it comes to the sustainability development goals, but also the clean energy transition, is the power of storytelling. We need to be much better in explaining that this is not only about combating climate change or addressing poverty eradication as the problems they are as such. It's also about building a better world. But then we need to tell people, companies, politicians, what's in it for me, what's in it for them, why is it a better world? And I think that that's what we need to join hands, much more than we have done so far, where Sweden and Germany could actually make a difference in the power of storytelling, because the clean energy transition will deliver a much more just and equitable society for women and children, less pollution in all aspects and dimensions. And we will see that this is a way forward to also address many of the sustainable development goals. So I'm looking forward to making a team effort for sustainability with all you here today. And I know that together we can, Sweden and Germany, actually make a substantial contribution for a better world, for the goals. And I'm looking forward to continue our collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Robert, for these clear words, and I'm happy to hear more from you in the discussion later. But now, we first would like to turn to North Rhine-Westphalia. What is their strategy for a sustainable energy transition? Mrs. Marlies Diephaus, Head of Unit at the Ministry of Economic Affairs, Innovation, Digitalization and Energy of the state of North Rhine-Westphalia. You are our next keynote speaker. The floor is yours.
Yes, good morning to all. I'm sorry that you can't see me. My camera doesn't function. I see now. That's my picture that you have a look at me. Yes, thank you very much to all, dear Mrs. Boers, dear Mrs. Adam Hyde, dear Mr. Andrén, they're all taking part today. It's a great pleasure for me to talk about the sustainable strategy of North Rhine-Westphalia. The state government to North Rhine-Westphalia adopted its sustainable strategy last year on September. Our strategy and the goals in the strategy are based on the Sustainable Development Goals decided in 2016 in New York. We have included the 17 global goals, which serve as a global compass for the permanent preservations and sustainable developments of our livelihood, with specific goals and measures in our strategy. In the field of energy supply, goal number 7 provides that access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and contemporary energy should be ensured for everyone. This leads to our energy supply strategy launched in 2019 and our hydrogen roadmap launched at the end of last year. We have to face special challenges in North Rhine-Westphalia. Our state is an important energy region. We have the largest lignite mining area in all of Europe, and we also have the largest hard coal deposits in Germany. Therefore, the energy-intensive industry settled in North Rhine-Westphalia to be supplied with supposedly cheap energy. This enabled prosperity and employment during the last decades, while nowadays we are taking steps forward to phase out coal that weighs heavily on climate and environment. Due
to the energy and industrial structures that have evolved over time, our climate-neutral transformation of the energy system in North Rhine-Westphalia poses particular challenges. The state government is facing up to these challenges and is determined to shape the already started transformation process actively. The main goal is to speed up the greenhouse gas neutral transformation while ensuring that energy remains safe and affordable. The production and use of hydrogen is one key solution and perspective for this goal. A gradual phase out of coal in Germany is planned by law by end of 2038, if possible by 2035. North Rhine-Westphalia is a front-runner in the coal phase-out process. It sees itself as having a special responsibility for climate protection and is leading the way in phasing out coal. By the end of 2022, lignite power plant output in Germany will be reduced by almost 3 gigawatts, and that exclusively in North Rhine-Westphalia. By 2029, North Rhine-Westphalia will take over more than 70% of the lignite capacity to be reduced nationwide. And so it is a pioneer in phasing out coal. In the current discussion, an earlier coal phase out by 2030 is occasionally called for. For us, it is important that this should not threaten the security of energy supply because we take our responsibility seriously. As Mr. Andrén has already mentioned, energy innovation is the key for further developments in our energy system. We need more green innovations. We need, therefore, to support our companies in order to transform our energy system. We focus on renewable energies. The expansion of renewable energies is very important for North Rhine-Westphalia. That is why we have set ourselves very ambitious goals. We want to double the installed capacity to 10.5 gigawatts of wind and 11.5 gigawatts of photovoltaics by 2030. In order to achieve these goals, we want to accelerate and simplify planning and approval processes. And we also want to increase the acceptance of renewable energies, especially the wind energies. We particularly want to increase the PV potential in our state through state funding programs and our own PV offensive campaign. In addition to the further expansion of renewable energies, there are great potentials in saving emissions. We want to raise the efficiency potential in all sectors consistently. As a result, both the economic costs and the cost of the transformation of the energy system can be reduced, since fewer fuels, fewer generation plants, and fewer energy networks are required. We support both the business enterprises as well as the municipalities and citizens in tackling and implementing concrete measures in the field of energy efficiency, including direct financial state funding, information and advice, as well as networking and best practice exchange. Combined heat and power is also a key technology in electricity and heat generation for efficient, reliable, and climate-friendly energy supply. Due to the simultaneous extraction of heat, the energy use is particularly efficiently. By substituting gas for coal in highly efficient and climate-friendly combined heats and power plants, further important carbon dioxide savings will be achieved. In the future, gases produced from renewable sources, including hydrogen, will replace fossil fuels in those systems. We therefore also support the expansion of combined heat and power and associated local and district heating in North Rhine-Westphalia as a sustainable energy solution. And last but not least, we see also the importance of an active international exchange on energy and climate protection. Thus, we will continue existing important partnerships, like the one we value and support today with our Swedish partners, and look for new alliances. Because we are sure that international exchange and trustful cooperation will bring us closer to the global goal of a climate-neutral future and a successful energy transition. We want to find inspiring and innovative solutions for this goal and show how innovative our ideas and stakeholders are. So thank you for this ambitious event today. I'm looking forward to our further exchange and the company pitches. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Diephaus, for these insights, and we're also happy to welcome you in the discussion later. And actually, for now, you made my role here quite superfluous, as you have said it all regarding what comes next. Let's look forward together to further exchange and the company pitches. So let's dive right into them. Welcome once more to our Swedish companies contributing to a sustainable energy system. All companies are interested in the German market and looking for partners and customers. So listen carefully. Maybe you are a future partner or customer. We will pitch alphabetically, and each pitch will last for 2 minutes. Let's get started.
It's a pleasure to be here today. I'm Cecilia Routledge, and I'm the Global Director for e-mobility at CTEK. CTEK established nearly 25 years ago and is the leading global brand in battery management solutions, with a reputation for being first to market with new products, solutions, and technologies. We have over 10 years experience in the electrical vehicle sector, where we deliver complete end-to-end charging solutions characterized by safety, dependability, and ease of use. We supply products and solutions to over 70 countries all over the world. We have a really flexible range of single and dual output EV charging products that are easy to install and maintain, and with the added benefit of open integration, making them compatible with all third-party payment and monitoring systems. Our market-leading load balancing and monitoring solutions help organizations deliver, monitor, and manage even the largest EV charging networks. Our extensive range of products and solutions are continuously growing and are reflecting the constant rapid change in vehicle technologies and our drive to expand into new markets and applications, such as vehicle to grid and vehicle to everything. Our customers come from a diverse industries, from energy companies to municipalities, from commercial property owners to installers and electricians, as well as private individuals. We are thrilled to be working in partnerships with some of the biggest and most prestigious car manufacturers in the world, so we know what the vehicle charging demands are now and what they will be in the future. We are proud to deliver a little bit of Sweden to our customers and partners, ensuring they're always getting the same high quality personal and professional service wherever they are. Thank you.
So I want you to picture for yourself a future that is fossil free, and you can drive with infinite range and you never have to stop or recharge ever again. I know it sounds like a fantasy or science fiction, but in fact, we are building such a system today. My name is Karin Ebbinghaus. I'm the CEO of Elon Road, and we build an electrical road charging system. This means that you can auto-charge your vehicle both while you are driving as well as standing still. And why are we doing this? Today, 30% of our Sweden's total CO2 emissions come from road transportation. And if we are going to meet our targets for 2030, we need to reduce those drastically. And electrical road system could really be a part of that puzzle. So we have yes, here it works. We have constructed, you could say, a gigantic car track that you can place either on top of the asphalt or embedded into the asphalt. And it works like this. So when you drive your vehicle over the rail, it will send an encrypted radio signal to unlock the power distribution in very short segments of only 1 meter at a time. This means that we can safely power and charge a vehicle, both while it's standing still, as well as driving speeds up to 160 kilometers an hour. It also means we can safely use it in a city as well as on the highways. And besides being able to charge 300 kilowatts to each vehicle, we have also put a lot of IoT sensors into the rail so we can detect moist, weather, temperature, and even radar, making it more safe to drive, either if it's us persons or in the future, autonomous vehicles. One thing that is really restricting the mass rollout of EVs is the lack of infrastructure, charging infrastructure. And people are talking about range anxiety. We want to talk about range happiness. By providing this kind of technology, both while you're standing still as well as in motion, we can create an infinite range, and that will increase flexibility and operational freedom, uptime, for example, if you have a closed loop system like public transportation or, for example, in a port. But you will also save time and money. By not having to stand still, you can use your vehicles more, and by reducing the sizes of batteries between 50 and 80%, you will not only save money, but you will make a huge positive environmental impact. So we are successfully running a pilot in Lund where we operate a bus line as well as stationary charging with DHL. And we are now looking to expand our businesses into new markets such as Germany. But this systematic shift we cannot do on our own. So we heavily rely upon partnership with new cities, producers and other stakeholders to make this into a more global green transport sector.
Thank you. Are you interested in energy efficiency, energy management, or smart metering, energy monitoring, or even the EED Energy Efficiency Directive? But you're actually trying hard to find someone who's providing you with the whole range of products and solutions? Then here we are, Elvaco. We provide you with sensors for indoors and outdoor application. We can measure temperature, humidity, but also noise, light, motion, and the level height. We can offer you the meters for your energy system, such as electricity, heat, and water meters to monitor what you have running in your field. We also supply modules for meters, so the meters can be connected to the Internet of Things. We have a wide range of infrastructure products. These infrastructure products are logging the values from the sensors, the meters, and the modules, and transfer this information to a head-end system, so you can easily see within our software where you have your projects, and see the details within a table view or the graphical view where you immediately can see where you have your optimization potential and easily react to better your performance. If you're interested to get in contact with Elvaco, just give me a call, send me an email, or have a look at our website, elvaco.se. Thank you.
Next one, Midsummer. Lars, please share your screen.
Yes.
Just start speaking, we can see the screen.
So I'm Lars Norman from the company Midsummer. We are a leading supplier of CIGS, thin film solar panels. All production is in Sweden with 90% less CO2 emissions in relation to production of conventional crystalline solar panels. We have more than 100 installations sold in Sweden, and the weight of the panels is only 3 kilo per square meter, and no penetration is needed to fix the panels as they are fixed with double-sided adhesive. The panels are installed tight to the roof. They don't change the form of the house nor add any extra wind load. The panels are less sensible for shading as there is a bypass diode between all the cells, and we offer 3 models of solar panels. A slim panel with a length of up to 4 meters that can be integrated in a standing seam metal roof or sandwich panel. The bold panel with the size of an ordinary solar panel that can be integrated in a roof membrane, bitumen or steel roof. The panel wave is a unique curved solar panel using the whole surface for electricity production, and each panel covers 5 roof tiles. So we search for installers and partners to integrate thin film solar panels in roof protection material on the German market. Thank you.
So, good morning, everyone. Here's a short introduction to Paran's solar lighting. My name is Christian Lindström. I'm the head of sales of the Europe market. And Paran's is leading sunlight deep into buildings far away from windows. So in short, how this system works is that we place sun collectors on preferably a roof of a building, where this sun collector then tracks the sun during the day and through fiber optic cables transports the light to the designated space. Usually this is spaces where you have lack of windows or where you have lack of daylight. So a few examples could be, for example, in a reception where you greet a lot of people. It could be hallways. So usually spaces where people spend a lot of time, giving them access to the outside. Here are some before and after pictures using natural daylight. For instance, we can create artificial light shafts down to the left picture, or for example, an airport on the down right picture where they have lack of windows, where they're actually getting natural sunlight into the office. You can also use it, for example, for green walls to highlight the color rendering, for showrooms, and much more examples of this using natural daylight. So the big benefits of this is it's quite an easy installment. We can preserve the buildings since these fiber optic cables are quite thin, so there's very minimal intrusion on the building itself. So this is good for retrofit projects, for example. We can also help our clients achieve certifications, for example, like LEED or WELL. Also, daylight regulations differ from country to country, where we also can help them achieve these levels of daylight. There are also some energy savings, of course, to be made using the sun as a natural resource, and also the human-centric part, where we actually bring the outside or the daylight to the humans working inside for maybe 8, 10, 12 hours a day. So thank you very much from Parans.
Yes, good morning. I'm Per Ettinger from PowerCell Sweden. We are a company based on more than 30 years development of fuel cells, stacks and fuel cell systems. So we can supporting our customer and partner in the clean energy transition by supplying system converting hydrogen into electric power and thereby having true zero emissions. So we are active in a wide range of applications where we're working together with leading partners, thereby collecting volume for economy of scale. So for the on-road application, we have a cooperation with Bosch, who have both a license to produce and use our fuel cell stacks, and together with Bosch, we know our project to put this into mass production. On the on-road application, we are developing and selling fuel cell system for material handling, mining equipment, agriculture machinery, construction equipment. And for the stationary power system, we are producing selling system both for prime power, backup power, also as combined heat and power, and for microgrid. And here we have a cooperation with Hitachi ABB Power Grid. On the maritime segment, we are supplying fuel cell systems to different type of vessels. We have a project now where we are delivering a 3.2 megawatt system to a European shipyard. In this segment, we have a cooperation agreement with Siemens Energy to be able to offer a complete installation and systems. So our fuel cell system technology is characterized that it is very high power and compact, so we have the highest power density of all available fuel cell system, which is fuel system also designed for high energy efficiency, durable and easy to integrate into the different applications where we are active in. So we have a product portfolio based on 2 fuel cell stack platform, S2 and S3. Based on these fuel cell stacks, we are doing fuel cell systems ranging from 5 kilowatt up to 200 kilowatt modules, and a lot of number there between. The 200 kilowatt systems we can combine into customized installation to multi-megawatt by combining and serial connect these 200 kilowatt units. So here is a picture of some of the installation of our fuel cell system in as combined heat and power in single family houses and multi-family houses, in off-road applications, for stationary application where you use it for powering construction site or other temporary solution and maritime sites, and also active in the aeronautics space where we deliver fuel cell systems to several airplanes already. So thank you for your attention. I'd be happy to have further discussion with you, so please contact me on this email address or telephone number. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, I'm Peter. Let me tell you a bit about smart recycling. So if we take a look at the current problems with waste transportation, we can see something very interesting here. First of all, the average fill level of a recycling container is only around 50%, which means they're emptied twice often as they need to be. This, of course, leads to increased transportation costs. Also, almost a quarter of all containers are overfilled, leading to problems for customers and citizens as well. To solve this problem, you can take our smart sensor and install it into an existing container, and this then connects your container to our cloud-based service where advanced machine learning algorithms make accurate predictions of when each individual container needs to be emptied. Everything is accessible on our online portal that you can access from any device. Our ultrasonic sensor is much more robust than laser or radar. The sensor also measures temperature to detect fire hazards. It can also show you the current location of your containers, so you always know where they are. And since it knows the location, we can give you an optimized route to all your containers. It also detects emptyings, so you know that your contractors or whoever carries out the emptyings have done what they should. And this is what the system looks like from a user perspective. Our user platform is where you get access to scheduled emptyings, route optimization, and much more. And this is where our artificial intelligence does its magic, giving you a competitive edge. Basically, this is just-in-time production for waste managers. And we also develop and own both the sensor and our system, giving us unmatched flexibility in meeting specific customer demands. And it all comes down to this, as we say, if you do not measure, you do not know. We provide you with information on what your need actually is, making you more efficient. There's no more overflow, there's no more half-empty containers, just smart recycling. That's it for me. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Christopher Glavender and I'm the Sales and Marketing Coordinator here at Swedish Energy. We are an engineering company based in Gothenburg, Sweden, and we are the inventors of the superheated steam drying technology. With over 40 years of experience within the fields of industrial dryers and drying applications. Our goal is to change the industry with our superheated steam dryers, since we're able to recover up to 95% of the energy that's put into our dryer, and with this help our clients work towards the UN Sustainable Goals and the Paris Accord. One of our focus areas is on the rising problems with wastewater sludge and present our solutions to this problem, especially now since stricter regulations are being put into place. So if you're a wastewater treatment plant or waste handling company, we can help you release the hidden energy potential in this wastewater sludge to create a revenue stream for your sludge instead of a cost. Our solution is to efficiently dry the sludge with our superheated steam dryer and at the same time remove all the harmful substances to get a uniformly dried 100% sterilized sludge ready for sustainable energy production, storage, or soil improvement. And all of this without any emissions, odors, or VOCs released into the atmosphere by our dryer. Another focus area is for energy companies that use biomass for energy or heat production. For them, we can reduce their energy usage when drying by drying biomass by over 90% and even achieve negative CO2 emissions with the help of CO2 capture. Also, for energy companies that already use biomass, this is also an excellent chance to be able to incorporate sludge to be able to mix it with the biomass by generating a income stream and producing sustainable energy. We're looking for both clients and partners in the German area. And if you'd like to learn more, please contact us and we can discuss your application a little bit closer. Thank you.
Slava, in case you speak, you're on mute.
Should be unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes.
My name is Vyacheslav Levashov and I'm Chief Sales Officer of Swedish Neutral. We have developed and market the technology is called the ground fault neutralizer to fight the most common kind of faults in the power networks, the ground faults. If we look into the statistics, we will see that from 75 to actually 100% of all the faults in distribution networks are the ground faults. Those faults introduces a great danger for human and wildlife, cause outages, fires, and damage equipment and properties. What we could all see in the news in the last decade and a couple of years ago, especially from California and Australia, those huge wildfires, that was proven that the most catastrophic ones were actually started by the faulty power lines. So ground faults with our technology, with our system, it could be preventable, which was found out. And we've been a single supplier of neutralizer systems for $1 billion project down there in Australia. So let's see how our technology works comparing to the competition. It's only a matter of a few volts at the fault site and actually milliseconds to start the fire. This is what we see in overhead lines, and the same efficiency we can see actually in the cable network. So with our system, you can improve both reliability and safety in your network. Normally, you will have to impair one to improve the other. So our system can be installed everywhere, industries, utilities, so any place where the distribution network of medium and high voltage is maintained. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jens, and I'm the CEO of WashApp, the eco-friendly on-demand car wash that comes to the customer. And our goal is to revolutionize the car wash industry in a sustainable way. The problem today with the regular car wash is that it's time-consuming, it's inconvenient, and it's really bad for the environment. Every car wash today consumes approximately 200 to 400 liters of water each time you wash your car. And that's something that we want to change. It's pretty simple. You download our app, fill in your car's information and address, then one of our certified car washers comes to your car and cleans it right on the spot. And after the wash, you get both before and after pictures. And this is possible because we created a special nanoformula, which is spray on the car's body that loosens up the dirt and the gravel and separate it from the surface. And then we have special microfiber towels that lifts up the dirt. And in this way, we minimize the risk of scratches and micro scratches. And saving, because we use only 2 to 4 deciliters of water per wash, we save approximately 200 to 400 liters per wash we do. We work today both with on business to business and business to consumers. And we have over 150 companies that we work with today, and a couple of thousand private persons ordering every month. The market is extremely huge. In Sweden, we wash our car, there's 30 million car washes, private car washes done every year. And in Europe, that's over 1.5 billion. Today, we're in Stockholm, Gothenburg, and Malmö. And next step is to open up in Germany, actually. And today we're getting a car wash order every second minute. Thanks.
Thank you very much to you all. Well done. I bet you get a lot of meeting requests after the webinar here. We are running very late, but let's shortly discuss what we heard. Both you, Mrs. Deephouse, and you, Robert, agreed upon that there are quite some challenges on the way to sustainability and that we really need to accelerate to succeed. You both also stressed the importance of collaboration to reach the ambitious goals. So what can we then do to promote more collaboration? Mrs. Deephouse, I have listened to our pitching companies interested in the German market. In maybe 3 very short words, why should they choose to establish themselves in NRW?
Oh, I would like to mention 3 points. First, it's our location. North Rhine-Westphalia is located in Middle West Germany, but is before all located in the heart of Europe and thus a strong part of the European energy and logistics network. Second, our transition. With the Rhine area and the Ruhr Valley, we are the most densely populated metropolitan area in Europe with a well-known industrial and mining history. Today, we set ourselves high goals for the transition process, I mentioned it, to become Europe's #1 region for renewable energy, hydrogen, and green economy on the way to carbon dioxide neutrality. And second, our welcome culture. In the last decades, North Rhine-Westphalia has been a melting pot of cultures and ideas, which made us economically successful and innovative. Thus, we know how important international cooperation and exchange is. Strongly support is to be part of our region's future identity.
Thank you very much. That's quite strong arguments, and I'm sure our companies would very much like to learn more about this. But first, Robert, Sweden is known for its incorporating working set and truly believes in cooperation to be successful. Can you please explain why?
Well, I mean, we have seen, we have seen throughout our history, so to say, that collaboration has a huge impact and improves lives. We've seen it in our social welfare system that has been built up in close collaboration between various partners in society, and also in our way, the fact that we have a more or less fossil-free energy system. It's due to collaboration between private, public, academia, and civil society.
Thank you. This leads me directly to you, Nini Lugrin, Head of Market Services at the German-Swedish Chamber of Commerce. Please give us some insights. Why are actually Sweden and Germany such a perfect match? Maybe also 3 short words.
We have a very long tradition, of course, on doing business together. And it's on the one hand that we share similar values and attitudes. We are proud of our engineering skills and our inventions. We heard about that from you, Frau Diepholz, before. And we also focus on quality and reliability. So that gives us also a base in very similar focus areas. So we can match also with our needs and our competences in a very good way. And I think in this forum, I would like also to mention that we interestingly enough can see in our daily work that there is a specific match between these competences and needs between Sweden and NRW. So that is, of course, why these activities like today are so valuable for us and also for all the companies that we have been seeing today.
Thank you so much. Having heard that, Mrs. Diepholz, what does NRW do to promote more cross-border and more German-Swedish matches?
Yes, even events with international partners like this one today, just to name one. However, of course, there are also institutionalized structures, such as the Energy Agency. Mr. Lindke is at this meeting. The events of our foreign trade company, the NRW Global Business, and trade fair appearances, like the international activities at the eWorld or abroad. And of course, specific regional cooperation via MOUs that establish a regular exchange on a common basis.
Thank you. Last question from me to you, Robert. How does your agency contribute to more international cooperation? Short answer, please.
Yeah, both multilaterally engaging ourselves, but bilaterally, as is the case with NRW. And it's a question of taking up an opportunity of the dramatic changes we see in the energy system, the energy transition. So concrete projects, I believe in walking the talk as well as talking it.
Sounds wonderful. Nini, you might want to comment on that.
I mean, we can see it as you know, Verena, in our daily work, and it's fantastic to see these partners together in an arena like today, because teamwork, of course, is key. We've heard that today, and also it's always because we have to be faster and even smarter, leave our comfort zones, and it's always easier to do that when you're with friends and dear partners. So I can just underline what all the speakers have said today. So thank you very much for this arena.
Thank you. So we hope to see more cooperation between NRW and Sweden in the future. And as Mrs. Diepholz already said, maybe we could even contribute to this via this webinar. So we unfortunately cannot take Q&A questions from the public. I see there are questions coming in, but we are really running late. So we have to end this webinar. But we hope you're curious to learn more about our companies, Swedish Cleantech and Swedish NRW cooperation project, and we hope you want to join us. And if you have questions you want to raise, please contact me or Ludwig Lindström and Jenny Radkova from the Energy Agency. as well as, of course, Mr. Linka from the Energy Agency, NRW. And Mrs. Buse, if you could share the screen with all our contact details, that would be perfect right now. So please make sure you contact us, get in touch. Thank you all for contributing and listening. We really hope to create more cooperation between Sweden, Germany, and especially NRW. Thank you very much and have a very good day.
Thank you very much.